Today I'm here with that wheel that so many people like from BBS, the BBSFIR with weight relief, okay guys? So this one here is the model that I use in my car, so I brought it here for you to take a closer look. And I'm also going to answer some questions that many people don't know, don't understand, want to buy a new set of wheels but don't know exactly. Well, this wheel here is a BBSFIR, okay? With weight relief. I'm going to show you why this wheel here. It weighs only 6.5 kilograms, okay? So, a very light wheel so that you can use it in your car. Why is it interesting to have a light wheel to put on your car? Because a lighter wheel, the advantage of it is that it has less inertia weight to turn. So, therefore, your car ends up being a little faster for those who like to accelerate. Well, the weight relief is done inside the spokes, okay? So, sometimes a lot of people find this set of wheels, but they don't find this model that has weight relief, okay? So, I'm going to show you up close what weight relief is for this wheel, which a lot of people don't understand, don't know about, and also so that people don't make the wrong purchase, okay? If you look here, look, in the middle of the spoke, there's a hole. These holes here, look, that you can see inside the spokes, look, that you can put your finger through, these are the weight relief holes, okay? So, it's all with these holes in the spokes, precisely to relieve the weight, to make it lighter. Okay? A lot of people will ask themselves, but if there are these holes in the spokes, will it become more fragile? Is there a risk of the wheel breaking, of the spokes breaking? Quote, obviously not, because a wheel like this is made precisely like an alloy, right? With a material precisely to last longer, with a more resistant material precisely to be able to have these options. Even some Lamborghinis end up removing the original wheels and installing some wheels with weight relief, precisely for the sake of performance. Another thing that many people don't know is that the Volkswagen and Audi lines use the same type of drilling, okay? So, for those who don't know what the type of drilling is, we have the 512 drilling, which is the drilling that is used in the Volkswagen and Audi lines. So, if you have a Volkswagen or Audi and you're going to buy a set of wheels, look for wheels with 512 drilling, okay? 512 is 5 holes, so you use 5 bolts and the 112 or 112 millimeters. These 112 are the diameter of this hole. Okay? So this hole where the bolt goes, it has a 112 diameter, okay? So this is the space where the bolt will go. If you buy a 514 wheel or some other model with another drilling, in this case a 5100, the bolt will not fit here in this hole of this wheel, so you won't be able to use it if it's smaller. And if it's bigger, it'll be loose, so you run the risk of having a major accident. Another thing for people who use other wheel models is the wheel centering ring, okay? Which is very important to install. I've seen people assembling 100, it's a big risk. So, nowadays the wheel centering ring is made of plastic and there are also metal ones, okay? So that you can understand this part here in the middle, it will fit there in the wheel hub, right? It will fit there in the brake disc hub. What will happen? Sometimes this diameter here is bigger than the original wheel, so you need to use a ring that is sometimes made of plastic, sometimes it is made of metal. I recommend using the metal one. You fit a ring here and it will reduce, right, the size of this hole here, precisely so that it fits there and it is more locked, okay? So that it doesn't have any play up and down, to avoid any risk. Another thing that many people wonder about is that they see wheels and don't know exactly what the width of a wheel is. It's known as the width of the wheel, okay? So, when you look at it, this one is an 8.5-inch wheel. So, its width from this edge here to this edge here is 8.5, okay? When you look at a wheel, and there's also the offset, which many people still don't know what offset is, what does the offset refer to? The offset refers to the following thing, okay? The offset, so that you can understand, if you look at this wheel, it's a little concave. So you can see from the side that the spokes are more towards the center of this wheel here. What happens? This makes the offset more inward. So there are some wheels that have an offset more outward. In other words, let's suppose that the car's fender is here, where my hand is, right? A wheel that has a more inward offset, the fender will be more outward and the wheels will be more inside the fender. So if you look at the car from the side, you will see that the wheels have the fender and they will be inside the fender. The lower the offset, the closer to zero, the further out from the fender it will be. So, for example, a 42-45 offset wheel, which would be the car's original wheels, they are about 2 to 3 fingers away, more or less 2 fingers. The wheel is inside the fender, okay? And a lot of people don't like it. Why? Because the wheels are too inside the fender, it hides the wheel set, and if it is a little more outward it also helps a little bit there so that you can make more turns, okay? This one that is more outward offset, in addition to the fact that it will be a little more outward. The fender will be much closer to the rim of the wheel. Some people even mount it with the fender inside the wheel, right? But that's more for people who want to ride very low, who have air suspension, and then it makes sense, but for people who like to accelerate it doesn't make sense, okay? One of my experiences is that it looks really good on these wheels, okay? 18-inch rims in general with an 8.5-inch width and a 3rd of February 40 18-inch tire, okay? So this is another tip that a lot of people don't know. When you have a wheel with a wider width, in this case, you need to put a slightly wider tire, because otherwise that tire will become that crooked tire, that tire that you look at, and it will bend inside the wheel. So because it bends, if it's a very low profile tire, on a curve, the tire tends to bend its rim. If it bends too much, there's a risk of the rim of the wheel touching the ground, okay? So what I recommend for a set of 18 wheels with a width of 8.5 is a tire around 1 2 3 5 4 0 1 8. So the tire stays very straight here, it's perfect. When you look at it from the side, it looks like the tire is right with the wheel assembly. If you put a 225, it will be too bent towards the inside, so it won't look so good, okay? And if you put a 45, it will have that balloon tire, so it won't look good either, okay? For people who like to speed up, I would put a tire up to a profile of 40, 35 at most, bursting. I wouldn't put it below 35 because then it will be that tiny tire that will rub the wheel on the ground. It will cause a lot of problems when accelerating, it's not so safe anymore, okay? So you can understand. And this set of wheels here is one of the sets of wheels that people research the most, that people want to buy the most. And there are many replicas that are similar to it, that don't have the holes here in the middle of the spoke, okay? So there's no weight relief. The ones that don't have the holes here in the middle of the spoke, they don't have this side design. Let me show you here, so you can get an idea. The ones that are replicas, besides not having these holes on the side, okay? Let me hold it here to show you. Besides not having these holes here that are weight relief, they are smooth, like this side here. Do you see that it's smooth on this side? And the opposite side is also smooth and it doesn't have the hole. Now, this one here, if you look at it from this side, look, it's kind of concave on the inside of this part of the spoke, also precisely to have weight relief and to be a little bit lighter, okay? It also has Ford written here on the top. So it's a really cool wheel there, it's a wheel that a lot of people look for, it looks good on almost any car, okay? In general, almost all the car models I saw used this type of wheel. This model here looked really nice, it was really cool. So, for those who wanted to clear up any doubts, get to know this wheel set, and find out its specifications, I'll quickly go over it here. It's a 5-hole 112 wheel designed for the Volkswagen Audi. Its width, which would be the width, is 8.5 and its offset, how much? It sticks out from the fender. It's an offset of around 38, okay? You can use it on an Audi A3 like mine. Even an offset of 30 will still work, okay? But assuming that the wheel width remains at 8.5. I've used wheels with a 9.5 width on the Audi A3 with the offset 30. It sticks out too far and the wheel is much wider than this one. So, you end up having to use a 24.5 255 tire there, which is already a very large size, much more expensive. It looks nice aesthetically, but in this case, it's a wheel and a tire that you'll have to spend more on, it's harder to find, and it sticks out a lot from the fender. So if the car is too low, there's a risk that the edge of the wheel will hit the fender and it could get damaged. So I guess that for the Audio A3s, the best cost-benefit would be 18-inch wheels. I think 19-inch wheels are a little big, unless it's for people who like to ride much lower and don't like acceleration, okay. So, aesthetically, 18-inch wheels are at most 8.5, it wouldn't go much beyond that. And that's it. I hope you liked it, I hope I cleared up your doubts, and showed you the BBS wheel in detail so you could get to know it. And, of course, if you're going to buy one, pay attention, don't forget. The official wheel, the wheel that really has the original profile, it has the weight relief holes, it is exactly this model. This one here is the original color. A lot of people ask me what color this wheel is. Here it is called black chrome, okay? So it is a black chrome, so it is a wheel, that is why it has such a different paint job that many people look for, sometimes want to have it painted. In fact, many people say it is an HP, it is a silver HP. And this color is not a silver HP, okay? I have seen other people who painted their wheels silver HP and it is not the same color. It changes its gray. It is a black with gray, so when the light hits it, it changes a little, right, its color from black to gray. So, it really is a black chrome, okay, guys? And also, if you're going to have your set of wheels painted and someone says, oh, if I show you a picture of this one, you'll say, oh, I want one just like that one. The guy says, oh, it's HP silver. No, it's not HP silver, okay? Don't waste your time, don't pay to have it painted, because when the wheels arrive, you'll see that they won't be the same color as this set of wheels here, okay, guys? Few people in the market can get the same tone, the same color as this set of wheels. In fact, this one here is still the original paint that came from the factory. Okay, guys, I hope I helped you. Big hug to everyone. I hope you liked the content and, of course, if you did, leave a like, help us out, because we'd be very grateful if you could help us. Deal? Big hug. Bye, guys.